Every morning, your mind is being programmed, and if you don't take control of it, the world will do it for you. Most people wake up and instantly destroy their own peace. Before their feet touch the ground, they check bad news, social media, negativity, fear, gossip, comparison, and distractions. Then they wonder why they feel tired, unmotivated, anxious, and stuck in life. But successful people understand something powerful. The way you start your morning shapes the direction of your entire day. Your first thoughts matter. Your first habits matter. Your first decisions matter. Because every morning, your brain is highly impressionable. It absorbs whatever you feed it first. And if you learn how to control your mornings, you can completely transform your mindset, your confidence, your discipline, and eventually your entire life. So today, I want you to listen carefully. Because this message could change the way you wake up forever. And if you believe in becoming mentally stronger, more disciplined, and more focused every single day, subscribe to this channel, leave a comment below, and become part of this growing community. Now listen closely. There are two versions of you that wake up every morning. One version wants comfort. It wants to stay in bed. It wants excuses. It wants delay. It says, you can start tomorrow. The other version wants growth. It wants discipline. It wants change. It wants success. It says, get up. Your future depends on this moment. And the voice you listen to every morning slowly becomes your identity. There was a young man who dreamed of becoming successful. Every night he made plans for his future. He imagined becoming wealthy, disciplined, respected, and powerful. But every morning, he pressed the snooze button. 5 minutes became 30 minutes. 30 minutes became an hour. He always said he would change tomorrow. Months passed. Then years passed. One day, he met an old mentor who looked him directly in the eyes and said, "If you cannot defeat your bed in the morning, you will struggle to defeat life." That sentence hit him hard. The next morning, he got up immediately when the alarm rang. No negotiation. No excuses. No delay. At first, it felt difficult. But after weeks of discipline, something changed inside him. His confidence grew stronger. His self-respect increased. His mind became sharper. Not because life suddenly became easier, but because he finally learned how to win the first battle of the day. And that battle matters more than most people realize. Your morning mindset controls your emotional direction. If the first thing you consume every day is negativity, your mind becomes negative. If the first thing you consume is fear, your energy becomes fearful. That's why you must protect your mind early in the morning. Most people poison their thoughts before breakfast. They wake up and immediately scroll through social media. They compare their lives to strangers online. They consume arguments, gossip, fake lifestyles, and bad news. Then they wonder why they feel unhappy. Your mind is like fertile soil in the morning. Whatever you plant first grows throughout the day. There was a woman who struggled with anxiety and low confidence. Every morning, the first thing she did was open social media. Within minutes she already felt behind in life. She compared her body, her finances, her lifestyle, and her success to everyone else. Every morning began with insecurity. One day, she decided to change one habit. Instead of scrolling through negativity, she spent 20 minutes reading positive books, listening to motivational messages, and writing down goals. At first, it seemed small. But after a few weeks, her mindset completely changed. She became calmer. More focused. More hopeful. More disciplined. Nothing around her changed immediately. But her inner world changed first. And once the mind changes, life begins to follow. You must understand this. The words you speak every morning matter deeply. Your brain listens to repetition. If you constantly say, "I'm tired. I'm unlucky. My life is hard. I can't do this. Your mind accepts those words as instructions. But successful people speak differently. They say, I am disciplined. I am focused. I will improve. I can grow. I will succeed. Words become beliefs. Beliefs become actions. Actions become reality. There was once a boxer who trained under an old coach known for building mentally strong fighters. Every morning before training, the coach forced the boxer to repeat one sentence. I do not break under pressure. At first, the fighter felt embarrassed saying it. But day after day, he repeated it again and again. Months later, something changed. During difficult fights, while others panicked, he stayed calm. When pressure came, he became stronger instead of weaker. Why? Because his mind had already been programmed before the battle even started. Your words shape your identity. Speak strength into your life every morning. Another powerful habit is visualization. Most people never imagine greatness for themselves. They only imagine problems. But your mind moves toward the images you repeatedly create. Close your eyes in the morning and picture the person you want to become. See yourself disciplined. See yourself successful. See yourself confident. See yourself peaceful. See yourself focused. Feel the emotions deeply. Because emotion strengthens belief. An athlete preparing for an important championship once visualized victory every single morning. Before training, he imagined the crowd, the pressure, the competition, and the final winning moment. When the real event finally happened, he felt calm. Why? Because mentally, he had already experienced success hundreds of times. Your mind does not always know the difference between intense imagination and reality. That is why visualization is powerful. You must also understand that discipline creates freedom. Most people believe discipline is painful. But discipline is what frees you from regret, laziness, chaos, weakness, and wasted potential. A disciplined life creates peace. There were two friends who graduated from school together. One spent years chasing comfort, sleeping late, avoiding responsibility, making excuses. The other built strong habits. He woke up early, read books, worked consistently, protected his mindset. 10 years later, their lives looked completely different. One was filled with frustration and regret. The other was living the life he once dreamed about. The difference was not talent. It was daily discipline. Success is often built quietly. Tiny habits repeated consistently create massive results over time. You must also protect your energy. Not every person deserves access to your mind. Some people drain your spirit. Some environments destroy your focus. Some conversations weaken your motivation. Protect your peace carefully. There was a businessman who noticed that every morning started with stress because the first thing he checked was work messages. Before even leaving bed, he was already anxious. One day, he changed his routine. For the first hour after waking up, he refused to touch his phone. Instead, he exercised, reflected quietly, prayed, and planned his day. That small habit transformed his emotional health. Sometimes peace is not found by changing your entire life. Sometimes peace is found by changing what enters your mind first. Your body also affects your mindset. Movement changes emotion. Exercise is not just physical training. It is mental training. When you push your body, you teach your mind resilience. There was a young man struggling with depression who decided to start walking every morning. Nothing extreme. Just simple walks at sunrise. At first, nothing seemed different. But slowly, his mind became clearer. His confidence improved. His energy returned. His hope increased. Because movement creates emotional momentum. Strong habits strengthen the mind. And one of the biggest mistakes people make is waiting for motivation. Motivation is unreliable. Some mornings you will feel inspired. Other mornings you will feel absolutely nothing. Successful people act anyway. There was a writer who only worked when he felt motivated. Weeks passed with little progress. Then he changed his mindset. He made a rule. Every morning, I write whether I feel like it or not. That discipline eventually produced his greatest work. Action creates momentum. Momentum creates motivation. Not the other way around. You should also practice gratitude every morning. Many people are unhappy because they focus only on what is missing. But gratitude rewires the brain. When you appreciate what you already have, your mind becomes calmer and stronger. There was an old man who lost nearly everything during a financial crisis. Yet every morning, he still smiled. Someone once asked him how he remained peaceful after losing so much. He replied, "I still woke up today. Life gave me another sunrise. That means I still have another chance." That mindset made him emotionally stronger than people who had far more money than him. Gratitude creates inner power. And your environment matters more than you think. If you surround yourself with lazy people, excuses become normal. If you surround yourself with negativity, your energy becomes negative. But if you surround yourself with growth, discipline becomes natural. There was a young entrepreneur whose friends constantly mocked ambition. Whenever he talked about goals, they laughed. Eventually, he changed his environment. He started reading powerful books, listening to inspiring messages, and connecting with disciplined people. Slowly, his mindset expanded. His confidence grew. His vision grew. Because environment influences identity. Another powerful morning habit is silence. The modern world is addicted to noise. People wake up and instantly consume endless distraction. But silence strengthens awareness. Silence helps you think clearly. There was once a warrior who was asked how he stayed calm during battle. He answered, "Every morning, I sit in silence before the world speaks to me." That silence strengthened his focus. If you cannot hear your own thoughts, the world will control your thinking for you. You should also feed your mind wisdom every morning. Your brain needs positive information just like your body needs healthy food. Read something that strengthens your mindset. Even a few pages daily can change your future. There was a poor student who read only 10 pages every morning before school. People laughed at him. Years later, he became one of the most respected experts in his field. Knowledge compounds over time. Small daily learning creates massive long-term growth. And most importantly, stop identifying with your past. Many people wake up every morning trapped by yesterday's mistakes. Past failures. Past embarrassment. Past pain. But every sunrise is another opportunity to rebuild yourself. There was a man who once struggled with addiction for years. One morning, he looked in the mirror and said, "My past will not control me anymore." That single decision began changing his identity. His life did not improve overnight. But slowly, his habits changed because his mindset changed first. Your past is not your prison. It is your lesson. Build a morning routine that strengthens your mind. It does not need to be perfect. It only needs consistency. Wake up early. Pray or meditate. Exercise. Read. Reflect. Speak positively. Protect your peace. Repeat it daily. Because greatness is built through ordinary habits repeated consistently. There was a musician who practiced basic scales every single morning for years. People only noticed the greatness during performances. They never saw the discipline behind the scenes. Greatness always hides inside repetition. And remember this. You do not need perfection. You need progress. Many people stay stuck because they wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect mindset. But successful people simply start. A man once wanted to completely transform his health, but he became overwhelmed trying to create the perfect routine. Eventually, he simplified everything. One healthy meal daily. One walk daily. That small beginning slowly changed his entire life. Progress matters more than perfection. And whenever life becomes difficult, remember why you started. Purpose creates endurance. There was a construction worker who woke up before sunrise every single day for years. Someone once asked him how he stayed disciplined for so long. He smiled and replied, "Because my children deserve a better future." Purpose gave him strength when motivation disappeared. And finally, become addicted to self-respect. Every disciplined morning increases your confidence. Every promise you keep to yourself strengthens your identity. Confidence is built through self-trust. There was a young woman who struggled with insecurity for years. Then she started making one promise to herself every morning. "I will do what I said I would do today." Slowly, she trusted herself more. And that self-trust transformed her life. Listen carefully. Your future is shaped by what you repeatedly do. Every morning is a new opportunity to strengthen your mind. To become more disciplined. More focused. More peaceful. More powerful. You do not need to change your entire life overnight. You simply need to win the morning more often than you lose it. Wake up with purpose. Protect your mindset. Feed your mind positivity. Stay disciplined. Stay focused. Because one strong morning repeated consistently can completely transform your future. Before you sleep tonight, understand something powerful. Tomorrow morning is not just another morning. It is another chance. Another chance to rebuild your mindset. Another chance to become stronger. Another chance to move closer to the life you dream about. Most people waste their mornings without realizing they are wasting their future. Because success is not created in one giant moment. It is created in the small decisions repeated every day. The decision to wake up with purpose. The decision to control your thoughts. The decision to stay disciplined when nobody is watching. That is how powerful people are built. Not overnight. But daily. There was once a young man who constantly complained that life was unfair. He blamed his family. He blamed his environment. He blamed luck. Every morning he woke up angry at the world. An old man listened to him quietly one day and finally said, "You cannot build a positive life with a negative mind." At first, the young man became offended. But later that night, those words stayed in his head. The next morning, instead of complaining, he tried something different. He woke up and wrote down 3 goals. 3 blessings. And 1 reason he refused to quit. That small habit slowly changed his mindset. Then his actions changed. Then his confidence changed. Then his life changed. Because transformation always begins in the mind first. You must stop underestimating the power of your thoughts. Your thoughts become your emotions. Your emotions influence your actions. Your actions create your future. Everything starts mentally before it becomes physical. That's why mentally weak mornings create weak days. And mentally strong mornings create powerful lives. Another thing you must remember is this. Protect your attention. Attention is one of the most valuable things you own. The world fights aggressively for your focus every single day. Notifications. Social media. Entertainment. Noise. Distractions. All competing for your mind. But successful people understand that where attention goes, energy flows. If your attention constantly goes toward negativity, your life becomes negative. If your attention goes toward growth, your life expands. There was once a student who could never focus. Every morning he spent hours online watching meaningless content. His goals slowly disappeared because distraction consumed his discipline. One day he made a painful decision. He removed the distractions. He deleted the apps draining his energy. He stopped wasting mornings online. He started protecting his focus. Months later, his entire life improved. Not because he suddenly became smarter, but because he finally controlled his attention. You must realize that focus is a superpower in a distracted world. And every morning, you must decide what deserves your energy. Do not allow temporary pleasure to destroy your long-term future. Many people sacrifice their dreams for comfort. Comfort feels good in the moment. But long-term comfort often creates long-term regret. There was a man who dreamed of building a business. But every evening he stayed comfortable watching television for hours. Every morning he stayed in bed too long. Years passed. One day, he saw someone younger living the life he once dreamed about. And the painful truth hit him. Someone else became successful because they were willing to do what he kept postponing. That pain changed him forever. From that moment forward, he stopped choosing comfort over growth. Remember this. The life you want requires sacrifice. Discipline requires sacrifice. Growth requires sacrifice. Success requires sacrifice. But regret also requires sacrifice. Choose your pain wisely. Another thing successful people do every morning is they prepare mentally for challenges. Life will test you. Some days will be difficult. Some people will disappoint you. Some plans will fail. But mentally strong people do not collapse under pressure. They prepare their minds before challenges arrive. There was a sailor who survived dangerous storms for many years. Someone asked him how he stayed calm during terrifying weather. He answered, "I prepare before the storm comes." That is wisdom. Train your mind before difficult moments happen. Because when pressure arrives, you do not rise to the level of your wishes. You fall to the level of your preparation. And preparation begins in the morning. Every sunrise is mental training. Another dangerous habit you must avoid is speaking negatively about yourself. Some people wake up every morning insulting themselves. "I'm not good enough. I always fail. I'm too weak. I'll never succeed." Imagine hearing those words every day from another person. You would probably leave them immediately. Yet many people speak to themselves worse than enemies would. Your inner voice matters deeply. A teacher once noticed that one of his students constantly doubted himself. Every time the student faced difficulty, he immediately said, "I can't do it." One day, the teacher handed him a small seed and said, "This seed will become whatever you feed it." The student watered the seed daily until it grew into a strong plant. Then the teacher smiled and said, "Your mind works the same way. Whatever thoughts you feed consistently become stronger. Feed your mind strength. Feed your mind courage. Feed your mind discipline. And stop watering fear." You should also understand the importance of patience. Many people quit because they expect immediate results. But real growth takes time. The strongest trees grow slowly. There was a farmer who planted bamboo seeds. For years, nothing appeared above the ground. Most people would have quit. But the farmer kept watering the soil faithfully. Then suddenly, after years of unseen growth, the bamboo exploded upward rapidly. What people didn't see was the deep foundation growing underneath first. Your progress may feel invisible right now. But never underestimate what consistency is building beneath the surface. Keep showing up. Keep training your mind. Keep improving your habits. Your breakthrough may be closer than you realize. And never compare your journey to someone else's. Comparison steals peace. Social media has made many people feel like failures simply because they are watching someone else's timeline. But life is not a race. Everyone grows differently. There was once a young artist who almost quit because another artist his age became successful faster. An older mentor told him, "A flower does not compete with the flower beside it. It simply blooms." That advice changed his perspective. Focus on your growth. Focus on your discipline. Focus on becoming better than yesterday. That is enough. Another morning habit that changes lives is writing down goals. Goals create direction. Without direction, energy gets wasted. A man once spent years feeling lost and unmotivated. Then someone asked him a simple question. "What exactly are you working toward?" He realized he had no clear vision. The next morning, he began writing goals daily. Not huge complicated goals. Simple clear goals. And slowly, his life gained direction. Clarity creates momentum. When the mind knows where it's going, the body follows more effectively. You should also spend time every morning reminding yourself that time is limited. Many people live as though they have forever. But life moves quickly. Years disappear faster than most people expect. There was an elderly man sitting quietly on a park bench watching the sunrise. A young man asked him what his biggest regret was. The old man looked at him sadly and said, "I thought I had more time." Those words carry deep wisdom. Do not waste your mornings. Do not waste your potential. Do not keep postponing the life you want. Because one day, later, becomes too late. Start now. And remember this. Your habits are creating your future whether you realize it or not. Every action matters. Every morning matters. Every choice matters. A weak routine creates a weak mindset. A powerful routine creates a powerful life. That's why successful people become extremely intentional about how they begin their day. They understand that mornings are not random. Mornings are preparation. Preparation for success. Preparation for discipline. Preparation for greatness. And even when nobody sees your effort, continue building yourself. There was once a sculptor working alone every morning before sunrise. Day after day, he chipped away at a giant block of stone. People laughed because nothing seemed to change. But eventually, a masterpiece appeared. The sculptor smiled and said, "The masterpiece was always inside the stone. I simply removed what did not belong." Your future self already exists inside you. Discipline removes weakness. Consistency removes excuses. Focus removes distraction. Keep shaping yourself daily. And never forget. You become what you repeatedly practice. If you practice excuses, weakness grows. If you practice discipline, strength grows. If you practice gratitude, peace grows. If you practice focus, success grows. Your daily habits are programming your destiny. So tomorrow morning, when the alarm rings, do not think about comfort. Think about your future. Think about the person you are becoming. Get up with purpose. Move with discipline. Protect your peace. Feed your mind strength. Because one powerful morning can change a day. And many powerful mornings can change an entire life. If this message spoke to you, leave a comment below and tell us what part impacted you the most. And if you want more powerful videos about discipline, mindset, self-control, and success, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications right now. Share this video with someone who needs motivation today. Your new life begins in the morning. See you in the next video.